Okay, hello guys, this is Hojat again with another video, and in this video we are going together to review a laptop that I recently unboxed in my last video. If you haven't seen that video, the link would be in description. For this review, I'm not going deep in the number, installing those sophisticated hardware checking and benchmarking softwares. Instead, I'm gonna go to tell you why I chose this laptop, and I have listed all the hardwares you can order with this laptop and compare what would be the effect if you choose the hardware on this laptop or the same hardware on other laptops. And I might name a couple of other laptops and ultrabooks that you can have in similar price range, and what the benefits, advantage or disadvantage of that would be. Okay, let's go see what we have today. Okay, I'll start with the CPU. The CPU selection on this laptop model is wide. You have plenty of selections, but you can choose depending on the availability of the CPU. You can choose something from 7th generation or 8th generation. Of course, I recommend you the 8th generation. And within 8th generation, you have i3, i5, and i7 CPUs. Uh, for general user, computer user, and for most of you, uh, an i5 would be the choice, because if, as you see, the i7 is much more pricier, and if you want to pay that much price, you might be able, with that price difference, go to another computer, another laptop, which is more high end. And i3s we don't recommend, because they are this i3 8130 is a dual core CPU. So the i5 would be the best choice. And another reason for not choosing i7 in this type of laptops is something that people talking about, which is heat throttling. So when you choose i7s on thinner laptops, especially on ultrabooks, so you have uh, a lot of heat from CPU that should be dissipated through heat sinks that are attached to the CPU. So when you have those thin ultrabooks, the fans usually start working hard, and you hear the fan noise, and um, I don't like it anyway. If you like it, if you can handle it, then you might be okay. But I don't like it. Um, this and the reason not to buy i3, another reason is that you have a lot of background processes which are done without you even knowing about them. They are like resource hungry tasks on the background, like Windows itself uses the CPU, and then your antivirus uses a CPU on the background, if you have any, or at least you open Chrome browser with some tabs on top, that uses a lot of memory, RAM, and CPU, which you might consider. And the remaining CPU power is for what you actually want to do for your, for example, Excel, Word, which is open. So if you have a low-end CPU, it's okay, but you might consider just this. Mm, Actually, if you have like an i5 over an i3, you have a little bit of extra CPU power for your actual applications. That's why I recommend i5. i5 is something that worth the price. It's in middle, so you don't pay that much, and you don't have that much heat throttling, and also you have enough power. Choose i3 if you're really tight on budget and you can't spend more. So it's better to choose i3. Uh, anything this eighth generation Coffee Lake CPUs are generally good. They are four core CPUs, and in some benchmarks on the YouTube, on the internet, you see that they're talking about 60% performance improvement over the seventh generation CPUs. So that's why you have to choose. You see here, you can choose i5 from seventh generation, but we don't recommend them because those are two core CPUs with much less performance than the eighth generation four core CPUs. Uh, so if you really want to do like those CPU demanding graphical things like gaming and video editing, I mean video editing, a lot of video editing, then you have to choose i7 because these U series CPUs are generally 15-watt CPUs and they are designed for laptops and ultrabooks. So they're not that much powerful. Even the i7 from U series is not that powerful like H series or K series. If you, I have a simple comparison here. So you see the blue bar is my CPU, and then this one is a K CPU, 8700K CPU. You see the performance difference between these two CPUs. So if you need really something really powerful, you need to go to H series CPUs on gaming laptops, which are much powerful. They are like 30, 40-watt CPUs, and they can deliver much more performance than these U series. That's why I'm saying uh, if the i7, I mean the i7 is powerful in U series, not generally powerful. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you want to play games like light gaming uh, which I don't recommend on this laptop. This is a budget laptop, so uh, if you're doing video editing and those kind of things, then go for i7. Uh, Another thing that you need to know is that with i7, with the heat that generates with i7, you have a lot of heat throttling on laptops, and fans start to work hard, and your laptop becomes so much noisy. Here is like what you have with this i5 CPU 8250. This is uh, a 14 nanometer CPU and 15 watts from Coffee Lake 8th generation. And you see the clocks and other specifications. The base CPU is 1.6. In the i7 is 1.8 gigahertz. There's not much difference. So if you really don't need i7, go for i5. Another thing about the laptop is choosing the operating system. Usually, we don't say this in the laptop reviews, but here Lenovo charges you only $30 plus for the Windows 10 Pro which is the Windows that I chose. Some other competitors charging you more, like they'll charge you around $100 for this pro version of Windows. So that's something that you might consider if you want to choose Windows 10 Pro over the home version. Uh, on this laptop, with Lenovo, you can have some good things like good body and like these kind of things that you might not find in the other laptops, or if you need the ultrabook, you might go through the XPS 13 series, um, which is pricier laptop and thinner, but you have to keep in mind that thinness uh, has drawbacks, like they have thinner heat sinks for CPUs, or when we talk about RAM, you see there might be another issues with them. Uh, if you need really a thin laptop, somebody asked me if this is a bulky laptop. I don't consider this a bulky laptop, but if you need a really thin thing, I strongly recommend you to take a look at Dell XPS 13, which is 1 inch less than this, but thinner and have a lot of USB-C Thunderbolts and other features that you might like. And it's also very, very, very lighter than this laptop. But this is a workhorse. Next thing, next thing that we're going to talk about is the RAM selection. A good thing about this laptop is that this laptop uses DDR4 modules. So DDR4 modules, I think that this is something else that I have with this laptop. I don't know if it is because of more heat generation or what the problem is with the DDR4, that they can't put it still in the thinner versions. Like XPS 13 uses still the LPDDR3s, uh, while we would like to have DDR4s nowadays. So that might be also because they can't put like enough battery capacity or enough heat dissipation things like heat sinks to dissipate the heat which is generated even in RAM modules, or for whatever reason they're not still using DDR4s. But with this laptop, the good thing that you is that you can choose DDR4s. And uh, don't go with 4 gigabytes, just 8 gigabytes is something to choose if you want to like use your laptop for many years to come. I would recommend you to choose 16 gigabytes. What I did, I chose 8 gigabytes, and then if I want to upgrade, I can buy another 8 gigabyte module from Amazon or online manufacturers or something like that, with cheaper price, and then I can upgrade my laptop myself. That's what you can do also. And here, if you take a look at memory, you see the memory clock and some informations that you might consider good for yourself. But this is what we can see with the actual RAM modules on this computer. So something which I noted here is the cast latency time, which is 10 clocks, 17, and you might you might find something beneficial in this page. Uh, Next thing to talk about the chipset. The chipset with Coffee Lake CPUs should be 300 series chipsets. Uh, there is not much way to easily find the chipset on the laptop, but what I read about it is that the Coffee Lake CPUs only can sit on the 300 series chipset. So I guess this laptop uses 300 chipset for to be able to use these kind of CPUs. And next, I want to talk about the sound on the laptop. The sound on the laptop is generally good. It's not that loud. It's not that high quality like what you get with your Apple MacBooks. Those are pricier. Honestly, this is a budget laptop, and you can't expect all those fancy things, good speakers and high quality things with this laptop. But it's completely enough. I don't have any problem with the speakers. It's good for general use, but if you compare it with some other competitors, it might not be that loud, that high quality, that crisp, but it's completely enough. And the sound system is a connection chip. uh, I can show you here the what you see in device manager. So the sound system is connection, smart audio HD something. Uh, Nowadays, every audio chip works well, works enough, unless if you want something special, then you are a professional and you can choose like external sound or something. Uh, Coming back to the selection, we have display. Display, I don't know why Lenovo changes the prices and the components that you can choose with this laptop. For example, sometimes you have only 7th generation CPUs that you can choose, so you might want to wait for availability of the 8th generation CPUs, and then sometimes they charge $70 for the full HD display panel, but sometimes it's 50 like that. I paid 70 for the same panel. So it's something that change over time. So just keep it in mind. So the display that I'm using is the Full HD 14-inch 1080p display resolution. This is an IPS panel. So, what IPL panels are like better, they have better viewing angle, they have better quality in terms of like working on photos, videos, and things like that, but they are not that fast for gamers. And this laptop is not designed for heavy gamers, so this IPL panel works pretty well with the laptop. But if you want to play like hardcore games, which is not the work of this laptop, then you might need another panel. But what you have here is only an HD or full HD with the IPS. Uh, so just keep this in mind. It's not that fast for some of those games. The graphics that comes with the laptop is 620 Intel UHD graphics 620. This 620 is enough for general work, but if you choose the i7s, like in the app, usually as you see, they come with AMD Radeon RX 552 gigabyte discrete card. So my concern is that this AMD chip would produce a lot of heat that might make your fans work harder again. So now, honestly, again, I'm not going with that kind of thing. So you have like a regular ThinkPad keyboard with this laptop, which most of you buying this for the quality of the body, chassis, and the keyboard, so you don't have any problem. So you can order like fingerprint reader, and it comes with TPM chip, and also the camera is the HD camera, 720p camera. Next thing is the hard drive. This is this is a serious thing. Honestly, this is the most important thing in buying this laptop because they are offering conventional spinning hard drives with this laptop, which is outdated. Honestly, I don't know even why they are offering this. This is the old school type of hard disk that it doesn't work. Like we are 2018. This kind of even like if you look, this is honestly something that make me laugh. You get the 1 terabyte hard drive with 5400 RPM, which is slower than the 500 gigabyte version, which is 7200 RPM. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. These are not working nowadays. They are so slow. They make your laptop so sluggish that you don't want to work with your laptop. So I strongly recommend you not to buy any of these. So instead of that, just remove, choose the option none, and then uh, just choose SSDs. The SSDs, like last year they were offering SATA SSDs, but the good thing is that they're not offering anymore the SATA SSDs. The all SSD offering like three options that you have. They are all PCI Express, NVMe, M.2 SSDs, which are good. And when I'm saying good, they are good, but still I was expecting more. So I tested them. Here you can see the results. It's like 1700 megabytes per second, which with today's standards, it's not enough in my opinion. So you can buy from Amazon, from some other manufacturers, uh, another brand which might reach double this amount easily. Let's say Samsung, the SSDs are much faster than this, but I don't know why Lenovo charged us premium for these SSDs, but they are not as fast as something that you can buy yourself. So they have, I guess, they have to make money from somewhere. So they're choosing this lower speed SSDs, but still they are much faster than spinning hard drives. So I still recommend getting one of these over the hard drive. Or if you want to pay less, and if your computer savvy, um, you can choose one of these spinning hard drives, and you buy your SSDs from aftermarket, from Amazon with higher performance, and then you copy the image of your hard drive, the spinning hard drive, onto your SSD and use the aftermarket higher speed SSD instead of using pricey lower speed SSDs that Lenovo is offering. But it again, it depends on you how much your computer savvy and if you can do it by yourself or not. Uh, if you see anything that's saying SATA is the older like communication method between the storage and the computer, but the newer standard is PCI Express communication, which is much faster and can handle faster SSD chips. So that's why we recommend SSDs over the uh, conventional one. The battery that comes with the laptop is 45 watt hour battery. And as I showed in my unboxing video, the charger that comes with the laptop is a 65 watt charger, and it charged pretty much fast. I guess around an hour it gets a full charge for me, and it lasts about 7 to 8 hours depending what you're doing. I get 7 to 8 hours of working time with the full charge. Regarding the connectivity and wireless and Ethernet, this uses the Realtek chip for the connectivity things. So what you get is the Wi-Fi AC and Gigabit Ethernet and Bluetooth 4.1. So that's something that comes with the chip. The If you look at here, you have in the network adapters, you see the chip is 8822BE wireless LAN AC, and it gives you PCI Express, Gigabit Ethernet, and also Bluetooth 4.1 connectivity. Dimensions on this laptop is 13 inch by 9.5 inch by zero point 0.8 inch of thickness. What is remaining is to show you a little around the laptop. So here you get the uh, regular Thinkpad branding here on the top of the laptop. And this is the left side. On the left side, what you have is the charger port, USB-C, and also it's what I wanted to say. This is just a USB-C port. It is not Thunderbolt. Uh, they're not offering Thunderbolt with this budget version. If you want Thunderbolt, if you really need a Thunderbolt port, so you need to switch to some of the competitors or higher versions of ThinkPad. So in this laptop, keep in mind this is only USB-C 3.1 version 2. You have full-size HDMI port, and then you have two USB 3.1 first generation. What I'm saying you is from Lenovo's website. So if it's actually different or if they change it, it's not my fault. I found them from the Lenovo's website. So as you see, one of these two has the charging capability. So and the other one is just regular USB 3.1. And you have combo microphone headphone port here. On the other side, we have micro SD card reader, and then we have another USB-A port, which is USB 2 port. So you can connect your low bandwidth like keyboard, mouse, or your older flash memories, things like that, to this port. This is not USB 3. This is USB 2 port. And you have your RJ45 Ethernet cable connection socket to connect to. Here is another bigger view of side. You have the locking port here. Here you have E4 E480. You have power button, and keep in mind you don't have dedicated mechanical uh, button or something to mechanically turn on or off Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. You just have function keys here to turn off the radio and going to airplane mode, and on top of F10 you have a soft key to toggle Bluetooth on or off. And you have power button here. Something that worth mentioning is that this power button, for me, sometimes I have to put twice. Sometimes I have to press it twice to in order to start the computer. I don't know if this is my laptop's problem or if it's a firmware problem, but just keep in mind something like that happens to me. Most of the times I have to press twice on this to turn the laptop on. And then you have regular beautiful keyboard, Lenovo keyboard here, with the feeling that most of us buying these laptops for the quality of the body and the keyboard. The keyboard is really high quality. I haven't seen any keyboard on any laptop acting like this. Honestly, it's the best keyboard on laptops from years ago. So that's one of the key things that people buying ThinkPad laptops. So you see full keyboard here. You have your touchpad, and then you have regular buttons here, and then you have trackball here, and the touchpad is clickable, so you can click on touchpad also. It's a close-up from the trackball and trackpad, so you can see it. Here is a view of the bottom of laptop if you want to see. So we will open it soon and then we take a look at the inside. Here is the camera on top and the microphone. The quality of the microphone, you can hear it. I'm like using this for using the microphone for this video, so You can see how the quality is. And the good thing is that uh, the camera is on the top. In some of the competitors and some ultrabooks, this camera is on the bottom, so the viewing angle is a little bit weird. But this one is good, not top. So that was pretty much everything that I could show you. Uh, we're going to see, we're going to open this and see the components inside soon. Thank you very much. Okay guys, finally opening this laptop. The back of the laptop was not that easy. I had to remove all these screws. You see the placeholders for screws. I had to remove all those screws, and then finally you have to remove all. I used this plastic tool. You see what happened to my tool, to plastic tool, to open just the laptop, and you need to remove all these lockers, plastic lockers like mobile phone, like what you see in mobile phones. Here you see you have to remove all these locks in order to open the back of the laptop. It was not easy. I thought I would break it, but finally I don't know if I break some of them or not, but at least you have some screws to close it finally. So what you see in the back is the hard disk placeholder. At least you have the connector if you want to add like a regular conventional spinning hard disk drive. Here is the SSD drive. This is Lenovo made SSD drive, and the CPU fan that cools down the chipset as well. Nothing special in this side. Mine has one like RAM module, and I can add the second one whenever I want in this slot. At least I have one more, and the Wi-Fi Bluetooth card, and that's pretty much what you see in the back of the laptop. Here is a small speaker, and the battery is replaceable, but not easily. You have to open and disconnect the battery connector and change it in the future if you want. So nothing more here. Hope this review helped you to know more about this laptop if you want to buy this. Hope to see you again. Thank you and bye.